Guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. On the channel today, I'm doing one of those honest comic book reviews, and this is for Dynamite's new relaunch of the Silverhawks franchise. This is following up on their success with the Thundercats comic book series that came out last year. That one was a blockbuster hit on every level, it seems, and it's gone into multiple spin-offs, different books and stuff like that. However, when it comes to the Silverhawks, I don't quite think it's going to achieve the same level of breakout success. Going all the way back to the 80s, the Silverhawks was always sort of like in the shadow of Thundercats. It had many similarities, and sometime in 2011, when the Thundercats had their rebooted cartoon series, it was established that the Thundercats and the Silverhawks were in fact in the same universe. So yes, we can expect Dynamite to have a crossover between the two franchises. In fact, they've pretty much already announced something like that. However, this first issue, I think that it's really a mixed bag for me personally. This thing is brought to you by writer Ed Brisson and artist George Cambadas, and on paper at least, it's got all of the makings of a solid relaunch, but it's just that the execution of it is severely lacking, I feel. And this thing is pretty much a reboot, all right? It's sort of like an adult-oriented reboot of the classic storylines. So everything that we saw in the classic cartoon show something like about 40 years ago when we were kids is now being repackaged to us, but just with more violence and danger. Monstar is still the baddest criminal mobster in the universe, and the book pretty much starts off with him being freed from this high security prison colony that he's being kept in. And I have to tell you, okay, the way that he's freed is just freaking ridiculous. This guy's been in prison for over 100 years. Apparently, the fact that he's in prison has kept the whole galaxy safe. But, in just a blink of an eye, or rather within the span of just a few quick page panels, he's freed, okay, with the most unbelievable, convenient plot device ever. And yes, okay, I'm not buying it, but apparently something had to get the story going. So Monstar is now free, and Commander Stargazer, who's still the veteran peacekeeper that we remember from the classic cartoon, he's forced to put together a team to stop him, all right? And all this happens on the day that Stargazer is supposed to retire, okay? He's got a retirement party going, and he has to now just screw off all of his vacation plans, okay? Just like in the movies, okay? Somebody's about to retire, somebody's about to go on holiday, and then just all hell breaks loose, okay? So it's pretty cliched, but you know what? The story does flow along pretty well. We're also introduced to Lieutenant Quick, who's the leader of this special branch of police officers, the types that are called in for all the really serious stuff, okay, when shit just hits the fan. He's the leader of this team, but of course, we know that he's obviously Quicksilver, all right? But this is his human form, before he gets turned into a space Robocop with wings, all right? So this is more or less the origin of Quicksilver and pretty much the Silverhawks team, okay? Although we don't really get to see most of them at all, okay, in this first debut issue. This first issue is pretty much just setting up the story, setting up the universe, and I think that the execution of that aspect of it was pretty okay. The main thing that just drags down this whole book, I would say, is the artwork. Okay, the artwork to me is just severely underwhelming, man. It's like most of the pages here, the art just looks really simplified, pretty rushed, I would say as well, lacking in detail, lacking in inks. Okay, there's no energy to them. None of the pages feel dynamic, all right? And you know what? It's frustrating because the classic 80s book from Marvel back in the day, that one took a more simplified, kiddish-like approach to the storytelling, but the artwork was just great, okay? This new book, you've got fantastic covers, right? Multiple variant covers done by all of these different guys, okay? All of the covers just look fantastic, okay? Especially this one right here. Okay, this one here of Quicksilver, just surrounded by flames, okay? This one's by Mark Spears, probably my favorite cover of all of the covers they put out here for issue 1. But you know what? You don't find anything like this in the actual book itself. And I think that that's just a severely missed opportunity. I don't know why we can't get artwork that just springs out at you for a book like this. Okay, this is a major relaunch of an 80s property. So I was expecting a lot more in the art department. The storyline, I would say that, it is cliched, but there are some interesting moments there. And I do like the fact that it's definitely a bit more matured. For one thing, people actually get killed in this book, all right? Like lots of people get killed in this first issue, and you actually get to see blood, okay, like all over the page, all right, on several panels. And that was a bit shocking, honestly, because, if you watch the classic stuff from the 80s, There's just no way that anybody would get killed or sort of like just blown apart violently in the cartoon. Nothing like that would happen. Okay, so it happens in this book, however, and that was a bit of a surprise. So look, overall, I was really looking forward to this thing. Okay, honestly, I'm a huge Silverhawks fan. You guys know this. There's a lot of reviews I've done on the channel over the years, from the Kenner action figures to the Quicksilver figure that Raymond Toy did, to the most recent line from Super 7. I've covered a lot of it here. I'm definitely someone who's looking forward to the expansion of the storyline. And if you're looking for more new adventures within the world of the Silverhawks, this book does offer you that. But as a comic book by itself, okay, as a whole package, it is let down by the unexciting artwork. But anyway, guys, that's just my take on it. Maybe you guys really enjoyed it. Let me know anyway in the comments section if you've picked up Silverhawks 1, you've read it. Let me know in the comments what you think about it. I want to hear from you guys. I would give this something like a 6 out of 10, right? The book does end on a cliffhanger, which, pretty much does make you want to find out what happens in the next issue. And if you're a fan, you'll definitely feel the same way as well. But if you're not a fan, there's nothing in this book that's going to make you care about it, okay? Nothing at all, right? Anyway, guys, hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I'll catch all of you again real soon with more content right here. Take care out there.